Hello and welcome back to another video. It's only been a week. Thank you. Now if you guys remember Lucy's Mark 6, it hasn't been on the channel in probably, I actually can't remember the last time it was on the channel. Well, from a quick look, the last time it was in a video was the dedicated video to the GTI. I've got a task to do on it, so if you don't know, the Mark 6 Edition 35 has the same engine as the Mark 5 Edition 30 had. Them engines are great for tuning, but there's a big problem with them, and that problem gets bigger when you eventually tune it. It's called the cam follower. It's basically driven by a high pressure fuel pump, and over time it gets worn down, and eventually it can damage your camshaft, and you don't want that because then that's going to get very expensive. I don't know if it's ever been changed in this car. Lucy doesn't drive it much, she doesn't rag the car over it either, so I'm not too worried that anything's going to be madly damaged, but it's one of them things that you need to change just to be safe. People recommend you change them every service interval. It's not too hard of a job. I'm going to crack on with it now. Literally doing it with a few tools down the end of my garden. So if you want to follow along, this is not a tutorial. I don't want to get comments in the comment section saying, oh, what's this worst tutorial ever? If you do want to watch a tutorial, highly recommend Humble Mechanic. It goes through each of the steps, step by step, and it even shows you how to replace the fuel pump itself if you need to. Before I do anything, I'm going to get changed out of this jumper because I've made the mistake of wearing this once before when working on my car, and I highly regret it because I think it's this side. Is it this side? Somewhere there's a black blob. There we go. Much better. Into the classic BWTV work jumper. I've got a pristine condition one upstairs in my cupboard, but this is the one I use to work on cars. Let's go that way. Now, like I said, this isn't a tutorial, but please do follow along if you want to join me on this little update on this car, because I don't film a lot on this car, so I thought this would be a good thing to film, good thing to update you on. It's still completely standard, nothing's been done to it. However, if you guys have Spotify and you're watching this on the TV, you can scan this code and it will come up with something very, very cool. Give it a scan, thank me later. Let's get on with the job. So, first thing we got to do is get this engine cover off, like this, like so. Okay, now while you're down here, you can have a good look at the engine. This is the engine. Can I just say, thank you Lucy for trusting me to do this. This is an honour to actually be able to work on your car. Because it's such a nice car, it's understandable, everything's done by the book. It's taken to a garage, get the service done and everything. For something like this, I feel honoured. Right, I'm actually going to get this air intake out of the way. So this thing here, this is what we need to basically take off. There's a little nipple here to drain the pressure, and then a few bolts. Like I said, highly recommend Humble Mechanic. ECS Tuning also do a tutorial, but stay here because I'm not on them channels. So exactly like he said, on the tutorial, disconnect some of the lines. I hate these clips. Seriously, the Mark IV had absolutely tons of them. That always happens. If you can still hear me over all the wind, this is the fun bit. Not really fun, this is probably the hardest bit. Not even hard. Once you've disconnected mostly everything, take this little nipple thing off, put it somewhere safe. This is basically like a bike wheel or a car tyre. You need to get the pressure out of it, and inside that is fuel. So be ready with a rag that a mate left behind. Good luck. I will see you on the other side. Oh, that was nothing. They hyped it up. They hyped that up. Let me just try it with this. But I'm gonna crack the nut off as well, just to make sure it's all out. The smell of petrol gives me horrible flashbacks to when I was changing my fuel pump on the Mark IV, and the line broke, and I had a fuel leak, and then I broke down, and I got covered in fuel trying to fix it. So I don't like the smell of petrol anymore. 13mm. Get this over it. Crank it loose. Oh, there we go. There it is, dripping. Right, so that wasn't very high pressure, but that's done. And I can actually see already that this has been messed around with once, because that bolt is slightly rounded, and I really hope that doesn't cause me any problems. Right, I'm gonna now put this slightly lower down. So now we need to take the hard line off, which is directly below that, just down here. And that is a 17mm spanner. But we've got to be careful of the wires behind it, apparently. Lovely, lovely fuel. And now I'm gonna slightly get the camera closer, because this is the intense bit where we find out how bad the damage really is, if there's any damage at all. 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. We need to take them out. The kit comes with new bolts, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna go grab the kit in a minute, it's inside, but the kit I got from RPS, it's an online TPS basically, and it's great. I've got everything from them, genuine parts. 1, 2, 3. All loose, love it. I just love it when things work. I'm not used to this. Something's gonna go, no it's not. You don't want to reuse these. Here we go. The fun bit. And we're out. Here we go, moment of truth. Oh, that's hardly been touched. To me, that looks like it's hardly been touched. Basically what happens is these wear on this plate here, and eventually it wears the camshaft on the inside, and you don't want that. There are slight scratches, but nothing major. So now it's time to replace this. This actual job is not hard at all. In fact, I've done it in about 10 minutes to take the old one out. However, it took me a further 30 minutes to find out what I'd done with the new part, which I've now found. So I have the new part ready. However, I have now lost the old part when I was looking for the new part, so I cannot compare them, but here's the new one. As you can see, there is not much of a difference on this bit. Just looks very nice and new. Before we put the new one in and do everything back up, we need to take the rubber seal out, which is on the fuel pump. Like that. New seal is now going to be going on. I'm just going to put a touch of engine oil all along it, so it's okay to seal up. Put this back on. Actually, I'm going to give it a quick clean. Should be a bit better, so now we can put it on. Like that. I'm going to do the same on this as well, cover it slightly in oil. Now we can put the pump back on. Making sure it goes over the metal line as well on the bottom. Alright, now it's time for the new bolts. It's now starting to rain as well, so I gotta get this done quick. The worst part's over, let's put the new bolts in. Oh man, it's really starting to rain. And it's in. Now we just need to connect everything else back up. And then put the cap back on. Cool, making sure I've got everything. We've now plugged that back in. Plug this PCV thing back in. Then we've got this one. So now it's time to put the car back together and start it up, see if it runs okay. This should be it, and hopefully we've got a good result. Job actually well done for once. Alright, after that I think it's only fair that I give it a quick clean at least, so let's go. There's one car done. I haven't bothered drying it because it looks like it's about to piss it down. But now it's time to clean the other beast. Okay, I really think it's going to rain, so I'm going to back the car into the barn and give it a quick wax because I'm going to something tomorrow morning and I want the car to look nice. Gave the Corrado a good going over, clay barred it and waxed it. To make it look absolutely amazing, I'd still need to probably polish it. It would need like a machine polish to get rid of all them little swirls, but from a clay bar and a wax, oh, it feels so good. It feels so good, I love it. Wheels looking amazing. Tomorrow morning we're heading down to Jap versus German, the car event. Strict corona rules, you know, everything like that. It's all highly secure and you need the app and all that bullshit to get in, but it's got to be done now, and that's just the way it goes. So I'm really looking forward to that. It'll probably be the last event of the year that I take this to. I've only taken this to like 2 events this year. I'm going to be giving the new gimbal a go as well, so try and get some cool shots to upload for just a little video. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please press the like button. If the earlier tutorial on changing the cam follower helped at all, let me know in the comments and drop a like on the video. Here it is one last time. The absolutely beauty. I really like this car. It's like my dream car. I already said it, but yeah. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.